just be quiet for 1 hour a day so I can have coffee with the old people. I'm just running behind. I'm starting it at 9:05. I need a minute to compose myself. How's things with you this morning?
Okay. Do you know we're live?
Are we?
Yeah,
I did. I don't know why we're live.
because you pushed the live button.
No, I didn't either.
Okay.
Anyway, hey, how the heck is everybody this morning? Welcome to the City Picker and Friends show, morning show, with the ever always fabulous Todd, the silver hair stacker.
Tom, it doesn't go live unless you push the button, I promise. But I could be wrong, I guess. I've been wrong about a few things in my life.
So, anyhow, yeah, I guess we are live. Let me mute this. Okay. Good morning, Jabus. Who all do we have in here? Let me try to get focused here. Good morning, Jabus. Good morning, Mr. Bumcrack. Good morning, Lag. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Texas Bandit, always a pleasure. Lag said he pushed it. I wouldn't believe it. I mean, I would believe it. Is this the replay? No, it's not. Vintage, good morning. Jake, Harry, good to see you here. Kathy, excuse me, Cashy. So, anyhow, let's start it off with a bang. I'm just not motivated this morning. Not a bit.
What's got you down, Tom?
I'm just,
Talk to Dr. Todd.
I'm just old. I'm trying to eat a moon pie to see if it'll make me feel better. All of the bad stuff for you, Nessa.
A moon
Ugh.
pie.
It's a banana flavored one, so it's even better. Even worse for you. Okay. So, how was everybody this morning? Ping. It's always lovely to see you in here. I can count on one person not to give me a hard time, and that's the ping. The rest of you. um, so, how are things with you this morning, Todd?
Oh, the things are supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Well, great. I am glad to hear that.
Things are great. How
I
about you,
hope
Tom?
nobody.
How are things?
I hope nobody had any damage from all because I was looking at a report earlier today that showed that massive thunderstorm front moving through the East Coast yesterday, and it hit us hard last night.
Hmm.
Knock on wood, no damage, no flooding, not at least here. Um, yeah, those are okay. I just like a good. I like a good fresh moon pie, Jabus, and Publix has them.
Popping. Yeah. Was that for Mary Poppins?
Supercalifragilistic. Yeah, that's for Mary Poppins.
Okay. So Harry got the reference right.
Yeah, most of the compound is underground. Lag. So anyway, it was bad. We're flooded here. Good morning, Mike. Did y'all get a lot of water over there, Javis, or are you just being funny? So, anywho, what's been going on with you, Todd? Did you do your $1,000 goal yesterday?
I got 10 orders going out for 275. So that's a good average, I guess, for me.
Yeah, it is.
Good average. It's too bad that 10 orders have to be 275 because that's not very much each. But grab complain, that's not bad.
Cassie, I can never remember where you're from. I've got to get me a U.S. map and start putting people's names and tags where they're at. Where are you at?
In Texas, we don't end our sentences with a preposition like a hick.
Um,
Where are you at?
it's
I'm an asshole, aren't I?
no, I. You just made me just lose my train of thought.
Anything to mess you up, Tom. It's
That's
fun.
right. That's great, vintage. 7 sales while you're on vacation. Hey, 7 sales, $150. That'll buy you 2 Starbucks this week.
Two. Ah, ah, ah. One, two. Ah, ah, ah. Today's number is two.
Okay, I thought you were in North Carolina. Are you with Duke Power?
It sounds like a movie. Duke Power. Duke Nukem.
Yeah, people think that I'm talking about the university team when I say Duke Power because they think they're all that in a bag of chips, but um,
Duke Blue Devils.
it's our power company here in the great state of North Carolina and South Carolina.
Bo and Luke. Duke Power.
Um, and Jake, if you're still in here, I was cleaning out my desk drawer over here, and I found a gift card for Starbucks for $20 in it. Um, yeah, it is, but there's nothing better than a super large white chocolate mocha, no whip topping.
Well, that's a pretty good Facebook Marketplace sale there, Jameis.
Yeah, dang.
All that in a bag of
Care
chips.
to share what you sold on Facebook? You don't have to if you don't want to. The chances of that one of us will have the same thing, and we have people in our same town that wants the same thing. No, I don't like any caramel on my white chocolate mocha. Uh, Jake. Yeah, that's good. I don't know. Kind of dodgy about people coming to the front porch, Jabez. Well, from Todd's experience this week, he's had some people making low offers. But you know what? There's this word that people can just say, and that word is no. Thank you for the offer, but no. Some sterling. Well, that's cool. like flatware? You're on my front porch this morning, lag already? I hope not. And
Oh,
even if you
oh.
do, you were wearing a brown uniform, driving a brown truck.
Sounds like an annoying buyer, Ping.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these people are just so needy. But they're buying, and if you want to sell it to them, then you need to give them the information they need. Good morning, Scott, Mr. Potty Mouth.
Have a couple of cases I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. Potential buyer asked for more pictures, so I got them out and took more pictures and sent them, and crickets.
Yeah, I sent out some offers to people on, and I haven't got any responses back from them.
On eBay,
Yeah.
the Bay, 10K on the Bay, Bay Charles. Pit bulls, huh? Cow
When
chip.
you say Cookie, Texas, all I can think of is the morning the cook on the cartoon, the animated movie Atlantis. Everything's beans with a jar full of bacon lard.
One of the Western movies had a guy named Cookie. I'm thinking maybe Rawhide.
There's been a lot of shows and movies that had their is it called a range cook? The person that's cooks for
Yeah, the
the
chuck
cowboys.
wagon cook.
Yeah, the what?
The chuck wagon cook.
That's it, Chuck Wagon. Uh, their name is Cookie.
Remember the cook on Bonanza? He was
Yeah,
half Chinese.
yeah. Oh God,
He wasn't Cookie though.
no, he was like Hoptling or something like that.
Yeah, hop to it.
Yeah, Jabus. Oh God, it's the beard. Uh, Lag. Roberta's mom's got a pit bull named Molly, and
Ah!
she is just a big old baby dog.
Did y'all like that?
Yeah.
I
Uh,
don't think he had you on when you did it.
Well,
he
I
did.
did after he did it the second time.
All right, so I've only got I'm uploading a video, so I'm waiting a second. So I figured I'd come in here. I found a couple items yesterday, folks. This stuff is still out there. So I found one thing I've never seen before. Y'all tell me if y'all have seen this. I've sold a lot of Guitar Hero guitars. Most people have sold a bunch of them, right?
Right.
You ever seen this one?
Yes.
This is the Paul McCartney one. It's a
Right.
Hosner. That's a $90 guitar.
Wow.
When I was out of the store, old man looked at it and go, "What you got there? Is that a fiddle?" No, it's not a damn fiddle.
Throw it up in your chin.
Yeah, this one is. I mean, I go to a lot of yard sales. I go a lot of places. This is a rare one.
That's a pretty one as far as Guitar Hero
Yeah, it's.
guitars go. I thought you
Um,
was gonna say you found a banjo. I'm a picking.
I wish that'd been great. They couldn't test it, so they sold it for $4.
Wow. Do you have the stuff to test it with?
Yeah. Uh,
Beard's got everything.
and then I saw this hat, same thrift store. I'm like, it's brand 47. That's a good one. Still had its tags on it. It's Ohio State, but it was $4, still new, and it is old. This thing, any of these big spell outs generally are desirable. Um, and Kent has got a buddy who works for this company who's trying to figure out how old this hat is. He didn't know. He didn't know how old at all. His reaction was, "It's really old." Um, it's right when they switched names of their company from, and they were balled out too. Um, so that's a good one. Yeah, Kent said avoid hats; they're no good. So hopefully this is $100 hat. Um, that we looked all over. There's not one on the internet. And then the find of the day. Y'all are not gonna believe this.
What's
So
that?
we last thrift store today. I go there every day. I went to the electronics. Johnny goes off to the glass stuff, and I'm looking at some printers, and I look down, and I see a box that says Sony on. I'm like, all right, that's my brand, Sony. I pull it out, and then the word mini disc is on it. I'm like, hot
Sweet.
damn, that's a mini disc player. So if you don't know, the mini disc was about the same size as a 2.5 inch floppy, maybe a touch smaller. It had a CD in it, and it was one of the mini CDs, and it's CD quality. Sony's only, I think JVC might have made a few players, but not very many. Um, and this thing is still desirable today. People love this machine because it's got some of the benefits of a CD and not some of it. It's hard to scratch the disc because it's in plastic, so they're not as you can transport them better without scratching.
Right.
So I pull it out, and it's one of those boxes. Sony back in the '90s did these crazy things where they put combos of things together. So this ended up being the stereo unit, the one that would fit like in a stereo system,
Right.
and then the Walkman unit was underneath it. It's
Wow.
The sticker says $60 new. I'm like, I can see it's open. It's not new. So I open the box up and look at it. Each one of the individual boxes were still sealed in their original. So all Sony did was put them in an outside box. And so when I took them out, I'm sitting here holding the regular retail box of a Sony JE330. The last one sold for $500 on Amazon that was new. That was a year ago. That's the only one in the last 5 years that's been new. I can't find a new one on eBay. I can find the model below it sold for $480 on eBay, the J320. Kent says put it up at $1,000. I'm thinking about putting it up at $799 to see what happens. And take offers, the first decent offer. So the cool thing is, when I lifted it up and looked under it, the the Walkman was still under it too, brand new, never used. So I got the Walkman unit new and the stereo unit. So I'm gonna put one up for $800 and one up for $250. So probably $1,050 worth of sales in that thing.
Hey, Kent. Hey, Hank.
How much you pay for that?
$60.
60. Sweet.
I'm gonna make as soon as this video finishes uploading, I'm gonna go record myself.
I thought when you said 60, that was the original retail price at the store.
No, that's what the thrift store wanted.
Focus, Tom. Focus.
Sony announced this year they were discontinuing making those discs. Nope. You're not going to find another one new. That's the problem. So somebody will pay for it.
Yeah. They're not going to make the actual disc anymore.
Right. Which means, there's tons of them out in circulation. It'll,
Right.
and they're also record. Most of them are the blank ones are recordable. You can record over them.
Right.
So
Well, somebody will start making them. Because that was like the Instamatics. Isn't that what they were called? The Polaroids. Push the button, zit. The picture would come out. They quit making those, and then a third party started making them.
So that is the model. It is a Sony MDS JE330. That is the model. If you want to use one on Amazon, it's $350, $360, something like that. Just
Jake
think
says
about
that.
the prices people are getting for if you find a VHS or a combo machine in the box, new in the box. People are getting 750, 800. So
Do people still buy all the different units for stereo? It used to be you bought a receiver,
yes, they
and
still.
then you bought the turntable and the 8-track player, cassette player, CD player, all of that all plugged into the same unit.
Yeah, audiophiles still want that, Tom. I got to get it listed again. I've got a Yamaha at the building that's one of those crazy nice ones.
When my high school band director graduated from school, when he retired, our our band raised like $1,000 to buy him a going away present because he was really into music, sort of like Scott, like Todd. And this stereo system was like $1,000 in 1976 money.
Yeah, my mother had back then the silver faced Techniques.
Right.
Uh, it was a beautiful when that thing lit up and it was in the darker room. It was it was ridiculously nice looking. There are a lot of people that still like that. Um, the silver ones, there are people that the black ones are okay, but the silver ones are the silver. All the silver perceivers and stuff from the '70s are still way cool.
There's a lot of brands that are
Yeah,
good.
yeah, like Marantz,
Yeah.
Techniques. There's quite a few that people.
Holy shit, that was $5,000 in today's money. No, I take that back. It was $6,000 in today's money.
What was?
That $1,000 stereo system we gave our band director in high school, that was in 1975 money. In
Hmm.
All right,
in 2025 money, that was 6 grand.
this is going to be 3 days in a row with an upload from the beard.
Yeah, I saw. I haven't watched yesterday's yet, but I've
I didn't.
watched the last two
I counted
days.
the live. I counted the live. There was one Monday. There was one Tuesday. I'm not going to do one the same day I go live. So
Okay.
Yeah, Tack Denon.
Um, Fisher, was that a high end?
A lot of their stuff was
a
high
lot of
end.
that stuff is yes. Fisher's.
Because I believe that a Fisher was, because I sit here trying to think of what it was, and I believe it was Fisher was the brand it was.
No,
Some
yes,
of the Fisher stuff is real old.
Yeah. Well, 1975 was 50 years ago.
all right. So I'm gonna be one of them weird guys. When you play it on those older systems like that, to me it seems like the sound is like got like a deeper, more. I'm one of the ones who thinks it does sound better. It does sound different. And that older analog audio stuff.
Yeah.
Can't tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me it does sound better in that
It,
older analog.
it does sound better.
It's got a different. Okay, so better is maybe it's not perfect. It's got some flaws to it, but it's what it to me. It's got a deeper sound I appreciate more than the.
Well,
Uh,
it's still um, electronic, so most of the sound quality difference will be in the type of speakers you use.
Yeah. And it was real music. It was not auto tuned to hell like they do everything now. You know what I mean?
so there's a trend on TikTok. I don't know if y'all have seen it. Where they remove everything and leave the lead singer's vocals on some of these songs,
Right.
and it is truly amazing. They've done to a lot of '70s singers, and those guys and ladies, you know, they pulled it off of Brad, what's his name, lead singer of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that dude's voice, he could sing. God, Boston was incredible. Um, but there's some, they did it to some couple of groups like there's a group from the late '60s, early '70s called Bread.
Right.
Those guys and the brand that the one that I can't hardly tell the difference. America and Bread, they both sound a lot of very similar. Um,
Yeah, but I hate the America's song, "A Horse with No
I
Name." I
love
hate
that.
that song. I loathe it. I'll push that damn power button in a minute if it starts playing.
And one of Johnny's favorite singers from the '70s was a long-haired hippie-looking dude named Paul Davis. His big song I think was "I Go Crazy."
Right.
Uh, that dude, I mean, they just could really sing.
Uh,
I wouldn't doubt it, Eric. There was. I don't know if I recorded another ghost. I've got to go back and listen to that one.
Went through the desert on a horse with no name.
Todd,
It felt good to get
don't make
out.
me pull a Scott on you and put you
Rain.
in the green room.
In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. Da 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 da
See, I
da
can't
da
do it. I'm not an asshole like
da
Scott.
da.
I can't put you in the green room. Um, but see, back in the day when that song was popular, there was only like 8 songs out. You know, that there was like 8 new songs, and they would play them to death. Now there's like 500,000.
That's a good one, Todd.
Um,
So did you notice, Todd? Have you looked at the thumbnail picture again? So when Dave was creating
Yeah,
the AI, he's like he used a picture of your desk too. So that's us sitting around your desk too.
sweet. Ah.
no, I don't.
Except
I
my
just
desk doesn't have a green top on it, but that's okay.
Images are tough, man. When you're trying to get it to create images, even from pictures, um,
Well, that's
it'll.
okay because a lot of poker tables have a green top. I like how everyone's sitting around with their cards, but the cards are showing forward toward the camera.
Oh,
And Tom looks like he's all concerned in that picture.
am I in that picture?
no, I was talking about. I was talking about this one. That's your desk in there with your hands on. That's your desk
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
in that one. See
Um,
where it?
I thought you were talking about the poker one.
Nah,
Oh, where's the other one? Is it up in the Facebook chat?
no, that one's not. That one's just to me.
Oh, okay.
But I've got it on the video for Friday night already.
well, who are all these people in the Las Vegas one? That's Grumpy. That's you. Like you've seen a booby for the first time.
I think that's supposed to be Dave with a hat on. I mean, Dave without a beard.
I thought that was Steve.
And who is the one with the glasses?
Oh, you think it's Steve?
I think it's Steve, isn't it?
Tom looks like he's trying to push one out.
Is that supposed to be me?
Yeah. Who else?
I was wondering who that was.
All right, you might be right. That might be Steve. If it is, it's a terrible Steve.
Can I share that picture in
We
And
don't care.
on the show?
Oh yeah.
Steve did say, "Why do I look like Jim Bally's?" Whoever Jim Bally's
Hang on a
is.
minute, guys. Let me find it. It takes me a minute to get there.
Yeah. So that was thrifting yesterday. Also mundane. I picked up folks. If you're willing to ship a little bit larger things, I'm gonna get these listed. Today is the day I've decided to stay home and do some more listing. Another vacuum cleaner. Electrolux vacuum cleaners are worth stupid money, by the way. This one I paid $10 for, and I think I'm gonna get 170 plus shipping.
That's the picture we were talking about. Who did that?
Dave,
Anyway,
You didn't show the one with my hand.
okay, I didn't see that one. Hang on a minute, children. Let me.
yeah, so they're canisters, JT. This one is a um,
If
I
you
think
look at the card showing, there's 5 aces showing.
That's the way they play in Alabama. Don't you
I'm,
know that?
I'm pretty sure there's only 4 aces in a deck. Dang, Beth.
Uh,
That's a lot of vacuum cleaner parts.
I do really like that song that Dave did. I shared it on my Facebook page, so if he was offended, I'm sorry. I just thought it was good. People that have talent, people need
That's
to.
a, that song's almost as good as A Horse with No Name.
Uh, I
No.
really just can't. I don't. Is that it? Oh, that's it there. Okay. All right. Now let me see how I did that.
In the desert, you
So this
can't
is
remember your name.
that's the one I got. It's an ultra silencer canister.
Okay.
So
Hang on a minute. Wait a minute.
just
Wait a minute.
just the canister they want 124 for it, and I got everything for $10.
Nice.
Okay. There's Todd's hand. Okay. Can't leave him out. And apparently that's me in the blue shirt. That's Steve with the hat on. Todd and John, who looks like he's constipated. So anyhow, that's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that y'all
So
never see.
there's the one I bought. Is they got 169 plus 20 shipping, so they basically got $189. That's the one right there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Caballo sin nombre.
I paid $10 for that one. It's called an ultra silencer. I mean,
What brand is that?
I could do like it's an Electrolux. I could do like Beth and part out and do this as well, but because you could sell the base and then a hose and then
Right.
but that's a good one. Any of the Electrolux you got to look up. Here's one right here. This is one of the other ones listed. He's got this guy.
Right.
It's Eris. It's the end of the. I've got this one in white and this one in brown. With their things, these are $300 vacuums.
Sheesh.
They sell for $279.
How much you pay for that one?
$20. The white one I paid 10 for.
Do you? How many of you guys and gals are old enough to remember when the vacuum cleaner people used to come around?
I never saw them come. I knew they did. They never came around to our house, but I knew they did.
Our
Yeah,
preacher's wife used to sell Rainbow as a side hustle.
um,
Yes,
my
correct.
mom has an Electrolux, the long one that's about that long.
That like that one there.
Yeah, it's copper tone color though.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
they look different, but that's the same one, just 50 years later, Tom.
but then again, we had milkmen dropping off milk
Is
once a
that?
week.
Do you refer to him as Daddy?
Nope. Um,
Couldn't resist.
talking about the Ohio hat.
Lothar says they still do that in Canada, go door to door. My brother's in Canada right now, and he said that Canada, he's over in Nova Scotia. He said that they have fully embraced the woke crazy shit, and that every park the benches are painted rainbow colors. They are the biggest queer transitioning supporters. He's like, holy crap! He's like, he's in Oz somewhere. He said the people are really nice, and it's a beautiful, beautiful. He's like, I've seen hundreds of lighthouses. He said that, but yeah, they've gone overboard with the queer stuff.
No, Nova Scotia is on the Atlantic side, correct?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
above Maine. They're driving back into Maine today.
Because
Jabez,
I was
don't be
thinking
an ass.
that's a pointer on the Greenland cruise. I think that's a port of call on the way back.
So Lothar said he's in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Nothing hadn't happened there. He's like every other. He said the one thing that he does like is he says every third or fourth house has the Canadian flag out there, very patriotic. He said they. I mean, he says he's seen just thousands of Canadian flags on houses. He said that's pretty interesting to see that
He should have took a daggum truckload of American flags with him and gave them out.
You,
J-
so
Jay sure.
you got to realize that is a Canada. Canada is they are very close to a socialist state. You know, my brother said something. I'm like, you don't understand. If somebody speaks out against some of that stuff, they can debank that person and financially ruin their lives, and run them out of society by not allowing them to use the banking system. I'm like, even if you're against a lot of that stuff, they don't say a lot against it. Look at what they did to the truckers, for God's sakes. So, but he's having a good time up there. He's like the one thing he goes. I feel like I'm in India. There's Indians everywhere. I'm like, dude, you don't pay attention. In Canada, over the last 10 years, has brought in
Yeah,
I don't know how many million Indians and given them an instant citizenship.
that was a little spidered, Beth.
You know, they give them instant citizenship to the point that they are a huge minority in that government.
Right. Um, you know, like people from South Korea, Japan, they will leave South Korea and Japan, and they will come to Canada, and their immigration rules are lighter, and then they'll eventually make their way into the United States legally, of course. But
All
there's a
this
lot of Asians that are in Canada.
all this Canada talk. I'm gonna watch Strange Brew while I'm working today.
Strange Brew. That's the one with Mike Myers. Is that the
No,
one? No, that's
that's the McKenzie brothers
McKenzie Brothers.
from
Yeah.
the 80s. They're going to the beer factory trying to say that they found a mouse in their beer. I found a mouse in my beer. And they're trying to get a free case out of it.
Uh,
And
Oh,
the
what a great!
one didn't one of them fall in a vat of beer and he tried to drink his way out of it?
Oh yeah, they were playing hockey against the robots and all kinds of mess. Yeah.
Beth, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. See you, Beth. That's a good one.
I don't know whether I've seen that movie all the way through.
Bob and Doug McKenzie. Yeah.
Yeah. So you so you're putting out another video today.
Yeah, it'll be about whatnot shipping. So just shipping one order. Just talking about whatnot in general. Well, I shipped that one because I had some screw ups, and so I ended up having to ship another item to the customer that I left out of the last package. And the nice thing about the thing about whatnot I just talk about is because there's a social media aspect and you're trying to build an audience.
Right.
Um, if you make a mistake, it's your chance to go above and beyond. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's your chance to fix that. I mean, just think about it. If you've had bad experiences, but the customer service has been so damn good, you're a customer for life for a lot of those people because you know they're going to take care of you no matter what. You know,
Right.
that's why Costco's got great selection, but people know no matter what it is, if they have any issues with it, Costco's taking it back, and that really drives a lot of the loyalty, I think, to Costco.
Right. I got a
Yeah,
question for you.
very self assured, knowing that no matter what you buy, yeah,
This box,
yeah,
it's a large priority.
yeah,
The thin one.
yeah,
That came from Whatnot,
yeah.
from this guy named David down in Alabama. Um, is that box? Did you say that box is $9 or $9 and some
Okay,
change for
so
up to 5 pounds?
yeah, so you can use so the way whatnot on that discounted shipping works is once it goes above a pound, up to 5 pounds, it's priority shipping, and so I can use priority boxes.
Right.
But once it goes above 5 pounds, you can still use priority if you use the flat rate boxes, or it's back to ground advantage, and I put it in one of my boxes.
Right. Was this a flat rate?
No, that's a regular box.
Okay, that's a regular box.
There is a flat rate that size, but that's the regular one.
All right. But this size up to 5 pounds is,
9.21.
huh?
$9.21. Yes, sir.
$9.21. So what's stopping you from like gathering up all of your crap that you can put in this box that's under 5 pounds and say, put it on the buy it now for $20 because it's only gonna cost you $9 worth of shipping.
That's, I mean, if that's the way you want to sell it, I mean,
I'm saying, you got a bunch of piddly stuff that you don't want to.
yeah, JT, it is a 10.95. There's a the smaller one is a 10.92.
1095, is that the model number?
The box number, yeah, the box. If you look on it somewhere, it'll say in the bottom corner where it says what box it is. It's a 10.95. Y'all confused Tom now.
I got a 1092 on this one.
That's the 92. Okay, that is the 92, JT. There is a 95. I don't have any 97s. I need to order some. American Honey, you're 100% correct, Tom. So, Tom, basically what it is you get a 12, 12, 12 box for 9.21. So you can use a bigger box as long as it's 5 pounds or less.
And those are not the flat rate ones. Those are the regular priority mail
Right.
boxes.
Yeah, the flat rate large is probably 11 by 12 by 6. But I order specifically 12, 12, 12 boxes just to.
And okay. Speaking of boxes, don't forget to use your coupon if you haven't used it,
I use mine the other day.
because the month is running out. What did you buy with it?
16, 12, 8. And what's the other one? 12, 6, 6.
Anyway,
Mr. Tom, Lord have mercy.
well, see, that's just it, American Honey. I was just thinking about, you got all these odds and ends action figures, that's not really worth anything by themselves. So you just start filling a box.
Mm-hmm.
You,
JT, I didn't either until whatnot, and now all of a sudden, yeah. So Ping is 100% correct, Tom. There is a large box that it's a 12, 12, 8, and I use that one if it's a larger item, but it's under 5 pounds. I've used that one a lot to get things shipped for
right.
whatnot because
And it's still the 921 or whatever.
yes, it's still 9.21. That's correct.
Tina, I didn't know USPS did a 12, 12, 12.
They don't, but that's the dimensions that whatnot uses.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, to me,
12, 12, 8.
if that's pretty cheap.
It is very cheap. People don't get it, and then that's one of the appeals of whatnot is to if you go try to ship flat rate, go try to ship a large flat rate today at the post office. They're going to charge you $23,
Yeah.
and so you're getting that for less than half. And so, especially that's why discounted shipping works so well. If once they've got past 1 pound, you can buy whatever they want. My sales, between Jonia's first show, which we didn't do it, and her last two shows have doubled because we used the discounted shipping.
Use the discounted shipping.
Yeah, because the first show it was just shipping whatever it cost. Now it's we switched over to you get 5 freebies every week. So every Sunday evening or Monday morning, it switches back over where as long as you put the weights in correctly and it's like less than like 15 or 16 dollars difference,
Right.
you get 5 what they call 5 adjustments. And I used them all already. I've used all 5 of mine for this week. But
I mean, just if you got heavier stuff that will fit in these priority boxes, you got an alternator for a '76 Oldsmobile '98. To me, it looks like just because of the shipping, it would be easier. I mean, it looks like the whatnot buy it now would be kind of a better option than going through the eBay route, but just because of the shipping.
yeah, that's what I was talking about in one of the videos, Tom. Where people say, "Oh my God, you don't get as much money on whatnot," but the shipping is a difference. You're using their boxes. Uh, you know, shipping. There's no promoted listings. There's lots of things that bring that gap closer. So it's not as okay. So a couple of years ago, there was a huge difference. That gap has lessened tremendously. Even though if you're getting less money, some items go more expensive than eBay. It's crazy.
Um, but like I said, I just if you've got heavier things, to me it looked like, and like you've said, it takes a while to build a following, but I just think the shipping, that cheap shipping, would be a big advantage of just doing the buy it nows on on whatnot. Especially if you can, like, blue jeans. People buy all these blue jeans at Goodwill, at the bins. You know, they're paying by the pound. They're not. Good morning, Paul. Um, that's a pair of jeans, because jeans are heavy. So why not take one of those boxes like I just that 1092, and stick whatever you, however many pair of jeans you can get into it.
So I was watching Paul the other day, Philly Flipper,
Uh
and
huh.
he was doing that where he had just a bunch of stuff from a storage unit, and he had large flat rate priorities opened up, and he's like, "I'm gonna fill this box up, and then we're gonna sell everything that fits in this box." So he was doing that.
So anyway, I want you to do a I want you to do a serious whatnot shipping video.
Why do I have to be serious?
Well, I meant really talking about the ins and outs of their shipping, because you're smart. You know all about that stuff. You know everything.
I'm still learning, man. It's a new platform. I'm still learning.
Do you think, or do you think it's already making a big impact on eBay? Whatnot.
It's eBay is the dying of a thousand cuts. It's every one. It's a little more that leaves eBay, a little more that leaves eBay, and then eBay's hurting themselves.
Yeah, an American honey over a pound for cotton denim. You know, if you dang Scott, how many pairs of those 3X panties could you put in a ship in a box for 990 921?
A ton. Oh wow! So anybody watching from Ardmore, uh, you're either stuck in Alabama or stuck in Tennessee. So to get to, if you've never been, the little road that from Ardmore sits on the state line from Alabama and Tennessee, and a train track goes across, and you go under the train track. Um, it is flooded out.
Cha-ching.
There is a you I don't know why it came. I guess because I talked to all these Alabama folks, they think that I'm interested in Alabama. YouTube thinks I'm interested in Alabama, but there is a high school marching band from Alabama, and I can't name of the high school. Think of the high school,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
too
a
much
predominant.
rain.
Do what?
This is how much rain that went above us this morning. That's the you can't get that. You have to go under the train track to go from one state to the other.
Right.
You you ain't making it
Not
Dang.
today.
unless you're in a boat. I mean, it'll go down, but in a little while.
But the drum major is white, and it's a predominantly black high school.
Yeah, there's a white car in there. That's not that deep. I can make it. Yeah, you didn't make it.
Yeah, you know what? These dumb people think they can make it. It's been like 96, probably 96. We had a bad ice storm, and I was down in Rock Hill, and I was headed home, and we have a road called Gold Hill Road, and it used to have a bad dip in it, and on this side was US 21, and on this side is 77, I-77, and this crazy chick in a Firebird, everybody else is stopping, and turning around and going back and going the long way around. She's like, because it was a sheet of ice. She was, she said, I can make it. Well, she got sideways in this bridge, and I was coming around the corner. I had 4-wheel drive, and I was just easing around through there. And about the time I made the turn, I saw her sitting sideways in the middle of the road. And there was a guy right behind me creeping along too. And we both ended up having to go into the ditch to keep from hitting her. And she was like, "Hee, I thought I could make it." And the guy I was driving a full size Ford Bronco. The guy behind me was driving an F350 4-wheel drive, and he was like, "You stupid bitch! Did you not see all these 4-wheel drives turning around and going back the other direction because they didn't want to risk it? I thought I could make it." That's the reason women shouldn't have driver's licenses. Oh, there went my subscribers. And my wife, she's like, yeah, because my wife drives all the time. But people I can make it. I can make it. I bet you there's somebody that's been in that daggone water pot that's had to be pulled out of that flood this morning.
At least one you can see it.
Um, I'm glad that I hope nobody. Apparently, there's a lot of areas that got really washed away. I'm hoping Western North Carolina didn't get hit again, because they just can't catch a break over there. And Tennessee, Eastern Tennessee. Yeah. The views of the host of this show is not the views of all the participants. Anyhow,
What
so
else? What else?
have you got all your shipping done?
I hadn't
Ready to
even
go to the post office?
I hadn't even been bad this morning. If this is some kind of challenge, I can be bad.
He's bad. He's bad. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh God, Todd! If you were actually on camera when you started this thing, we would have compilation videos of the best of Toddrick.
I'm bad.
Man, it has been hot here.
Bad.
It was 115 in
Bad to
Raleigh
the
yesterday.
bone. I'm bad. He's a
You,
bad,
you people
bad
down in Texas need to keep
Leroy
your hot
Brown.
heat, hot air down there.
I sold some drawer pulls.
You did.
Yeah, that's what I sold. Drawer pulls.
Well, you bought a bunch of those, didn't you?
Yeah, I still got most of them. They're slow sellers, but they sell.
But if you sell, you're selling some every month, then would you like to have 1,000 items like that you're selling, repeatedly selling every month?
Sure.
Because that puts you in your $30,000 a month category. Yeah, Jameis. Mosquitoes, the state bird of South Carolina and North Carolina.
Yeah, drawer pulls. $10
So
plus shipping. Yay.
I'm gonna steal like 2 hip chips. Scott is now just the granny panty king. Yeah, that's him. See, he must not be getting too many returns anymore with them because he's not been on a rant about those lately.
No, I took them off of Amazon.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did they not get as returned from eBay, or are you not even selling on eBay? You just doing whatnot,
They do, but not as much.
right? So you're just wholesaling them to all your YouTube eBay friends and letting them deal with their turns, huh? Because Chastity bought a bunch of them, didn't had she?
I bought a few just to support my buddy.
Just to support your buddy.
So Don, you'd be so jealous of what I found today, yesterday. You weren't here. I don't think you were here. I found a Sony MDS JE330. That's the mini disc player that goes the big one, and it was the special promotional that had the Walkman in it too. Brand new. Both of them are brand new. Still sealed. The little one is not sealed. I don't think it was ever sealed, but the big one is still sealed in this package.
Jameis, where you're at? Where are you at that you can't get your coffee refilled? Your kitchen table?
Hey, I'm sure he's at home. Oh, and I found this too, Don. I'd never seen this one either. This is the Paul McCartney Guitar Hero guitar.
You know that looks really. I mean, that's really slick there. Don't think I've ever seen one like that. Usually, there's like two versions, a white one and a.
Black one.
So I got the removable neck so you can ship it easier.
That would be a negative, Ghost Rider.
So you're gonna have to build a box for it, or you're gonna ship it on. I mean, try to sell it on Facebook.
Oh, I just gonna get a box. I'm gonna sell it. It's worth $100. Yeah, Doug, I remember it. Mm.
Is that as is the is that game as big as it used to be?
It still commands a lot of money. That thing commands $90 a ton. The last one sold for 70 something plus 15 shipping.
Right. Well, I'm just talking about in general the Guitar Hero game. Do people still play that a lot? Because that used to be the game, if you want to call it a game.
I guess somebody plays it.
I mean, there's no farming, there's no slashing and stabbing. I mean, is that a real game?
Yeah,
Anywho,
you're not sitting around watching electronic wheat grow. What are you
I
doing?
don't watch it grow. I have apple trees. I have an apple forest orchard that generates 300,000 in-game dollars a month.
So, Tom, what did you do today? Well, I sat around and watched my Minecraft corn grow today. It was
No,
pretty
I don't
exciting
do
today.
corn.
How exciting.
Corn is too hard, cantankerous in uh, Farm Simulator 25.
You look kind of ill this morning. What's wrong with you? Well, I got the electronic boll weevil and it just tore through my shit.
Seriously, they've added tornadoes to this game, and
Uh,
first of all, a lot of people found that in poor taste. But
he's on farm. We're talking about, well, my cow had sex with a chicken. I don't know what kind of eggs we're getting this week.
it's not Farmville,
Uh,
Japus. It's Farm Simulator.
Whatever. Same thing.
Farmville is what got me into damn Facebook. Damn it! If it hadn't been for Farmville, I'd have never got on Facebook.
Cow had sex with a chicken.
Uh,
Uh,
I have sheep because they have wool. I don't have cows. They're too much work.
So digital cows are more work than digital sheep.
Yeah, you have to make their food and all this kind of stuff. Uh, I can't remember what it's called because I don't do too much with cows. It's a blend of like wheat, and silage and that kind of stuff. What's it called, Texas? You got the cows. You know what? I'm going to go in and I'm going to set pineapple as a bad word for my channel, and every time somebody types pineapple, it's not going to show up in the chat
Don't be so pissy, Tom.
yet.
They're just they're just telling jokes.
I know. I don't do. It's not VR, John. They're working on creating a VR version, but I don't like VR. You know, one of the guys that I sort of play with, he's big into the cows, and he's got a bull, and he said that this bull will like you've got a virtual character that's running around.
You just went mute, Tom.
It sounded better already.
Ah, shut up. Anyway, did I say AR? I meant VR. So, anyhow, enough of that. So, Todd's got to do his shipping. Scott, when's your next whatnot show?
Tonight.
Tonight at what time?
6 or 6:30.
6 or 6:30. Anybody else doing whatnot shows tonight? If you do, put it in the. Okay, thank you, Bumcrack. Estate sale bingo. 2 hip chicks. Today at 12 noon. Check it out. Oh, that's right. Todd's got to go see his girlfriend today. It's got to
Yeah, don't hold me up because. And last week I got a bunch. I've already sold like 5 pairs of shoes from last week.
how are your cowboy boots doing?
I sold a pair of those to some guy in the UK, and then he canceled, and it said found a better deal. I'm like, eBay, quit putting your BS.
You know what? By the time I'm pulling the trigger on
We
buying
got this
something,
cheaper.
I've kind of researched. I've looked around. You know, where the Stetson Todd. He's gonna wear his cowboy boots with his spurs. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. He's gonna go walking in there like old John Wayne. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. With his Stetson on.
Nah, I don't want to lose street cred with my Stetson on. That's
Oh, you're just going to go with your high karate.
yeah.
Um,
Go in and wear my ball cap sideways, and pull my pants down halfway off my ass, and
oh, that's scary.
get my street cred.
Todd's going to become a thug. All right. I'm going to wrap this thing up. Don't forget, Todd's show is tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Look for Scott's Whatnot, 6:30 on his Whatnot channel. Also, the Bearded Picker. Now, is this yours or Joni's?
Me.
Okay, so he'll have all kinds of crap on his show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're shutting the shot. Remember, we love you.
That's right.
You're
right.
the best out there, you YouTuber followers. We
Are
love you.
Are we gonna go out by singing A Horse with No Name again?
No.
In the desert, you can remember your name. 'Cause
Bye,
no
guys.